Welcome to COM 108, Communicating Effectively, or Effective Communications. I am your instructor. I hope I've already met you by the time you're looking at this, but it doesn't really matter. I'll have a live session with you all this week. But I wanted to go over the syllabus with you. I know I always pass these out in class on the first day to take the students through it, and I put so much time and effort into it, as do all of the other faculty, to make sure we're really delivering you a great program. And then students don't print it or don't even look at it. So I'm going to use this opportunity in your first week's module to really just take you through what's expected, how this course is going to go, and then hopefully, if you have any fears or anything that's causing you some discomfort about the class, let's just put those to rest. This is the first time our course is being offered online. There might be other instructors who have done COM 108 online in the past, I'm not sure, but I haven't. So we're in it together, guys, and I'm gonna learn. I mean, young people are amazing in this way. This is sort of your world. You were born into a digital world, so you'll be teaching me as much as I'm teaching you. At the same time, it's not completely foreign to me. I did spend the last 20, 30 years of my career in the advertising field. So, you know, to advertise and connect with consumers in the world today, one needs to figure out how to reach them in relevant ways online. So here we are in a relevant way. So, I'm going to try to keep this short. We'll try, because I know that your attention spans on these things are not the greatest. So my goal in any kind of videos that we post on here, I don't know, under 10 minutes, 6-7 minutes. So that's the goal. So let me move on. So as I said, my name is Julia Silka. Call me Professor Silka. Whether I am or not a professor, I'm not a PhD, so don't call me Dr. Silka. But Professor Silka, it's a sign of respect to all of your instructors in a university context. So Miss Silka, I mean, you can call me that if you see me at the Target, maybe, but not in class. It just, you want to show a little bit of respect. We are going to be meeting 3 times a week, theoretically. You know, if this were a class being handled face-to-face on the ground, yes, we would be here punctually. I am a stickler for that. We put in our 50 minutes, and we are very intentional. So when we're in class, we're in class. We're not multitasking. We're not talking to our partners. We are actively listening and alert and just building that muscle called being present with people. Now, am I able to enforce that? Yes, I'm going to figure out a way is the answer to that, because I'm ruthless like that. But I'm gonna count on you to bring that to our agreement in the community. When you're here, you're intentional, you're focused, and you're not being distracted with a million other things. Okay, hopefully you have your syllabus open and we can kind of walk through this together. The way this course is going to be designed in an online high flex format, which means sometimes we'll have live sessions where I can, kick off a section of the material, or where I might need to go deeper and check in with you to make sure you're tracking with us and we're all moving in the same direction at the same pace. I'll post those invitations. I'll show you how when we get there. Actually, you're doing it probably this week for our kickoff. It's easy, right? You click on the link, you're here in class. Most of the modules will be self-guided, in that I will post that week's module, and you can move ahead a little bit if you just want to hit your deadlines and make sure you're on top of it. By all means, I'm not going to open up the whole course, but module by module, if you want to get a jump on it and take command of your calendar, for sure. I didn't time myself. I'm probably going way over my intended 10 minutes, but let's continue. So you could read all of the background around what this course is about. That's all in your syllabus. I do need you to get the book. This is our book here. It's called Communicate. It's the 15th edition. I do have links in our module to kind of click on it and buy it from the publisher. It did not look like it was terribly expensive to rent, so that's good news for you guys. You will need it. There will be quizzes, so do get the book. Class attendance. It's funny because when I first started teaching at Reinhardt, hopefully I've already told you this in my introduction that happens live, but I've been teaching for about 3 years. I'm going into my 4th year. When I first started teaching, I thought, attendance, we're giving a grade for our students to show up. Like, that seemed bizarre to me. If you want to learn it, you show up. The end, right? And then I realized, oh, it's kind of nice to have that structure. In an online world or this high flex world, you're going to show up at different times. So for me to sit there and tick, who's here when, I'm not going to be watching for your social engagement that way, your social participation in our course that way, but I will be looking at it more so in this area here around participation. So I'm going to create activities as we go where you are asked to go into the discussion feed and connect with each other and offer your perspective and thoughtful analysis of whatever it is, whatever the assignment calls for. I wish I had more points to give to participation, but there's so many things I want to cover, and I don't want to lose some of the rich stuff that we do face-to-face. I kind of kept it all in here. So we have to, I don't have a lot for participation, but quality posts and quality comments, that's what I'm looking for. That critical thinking, that person who wants to build on a conversation, forward the conversation, offer something to a conversation. That's quality participation. You can go out there and post thumbs ups and likes and gotcha and little comments on discussion threads and inside of our online community. That's also helpful. I mean, it's always nice to bring your energy to these conversations. It's just not that quality level I'm looking for. So you want to bring your best to everything you post and what you do, in addition to, the little stuff. We're going to also have 3 quizzes. I build them kind of higher, earlier in the course, I believe. I don't know, I'll go into it in a minute. But there's 3 quizzes. They're about 50 points each, so 5% of your grade per quiz. Do them. I've had students who, for whatever reason, don't do their quizzes, and you're reading the book. It's open book. It's right there. It's not even timed. So what I'll do is at the start of a module, when I say module, I mean week. So for each week, there will be a module. So at the start of that module, I'll open it up. If you want to just bang through your, say if you have 3 chapters to read that week and the quiz is live, take it, be done. But you'll have from that Monday, our weeks are going to run Monday to Sunday. Okay, so it's a whole week you have to complete the activities, and then I close them out. So don't be late. I am a stickler. I take points off for lateness. But you have a whole week. So do the assignment, find a good time to sit down and, keep up with the reading, and then you will take your quizzes at the end of the week. They're due that Sunday night by midnight. For whatever reason, I will have students at 11:58. Bing, 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 bing. I can see everyone's busy. Why? Why would you wait? Why would you wait that late? You're bringing that to-do list around with you all week. I'm like a Tuesday girl. I am like, get it off my plate, because I got other things that are coming in that I can't quite anticipate, but I need to have room to catch the new stuff that I don't know what the week will hold. So the stuff that I do know, that I am in control of, I like to get that done. So that's how I operate. I want to bring some of that to you guys as well. Our first presentation, I love this, and so do my students. Around week 5, we flip the class, where you will run the online discussion in a team. So you're going to give your first presentation back to our whole group, but you're going to be paired up with other students. I'll explain that in more detail, and you could read about it. I don't think I'm going to have time to do this on video, but you could read about what is this first speech all about? Who is my team? I let teams, if you know each other and you want to be on the same team, let me know. I'll put you in a team. I can't recall. I think there's usually 4, 5 people, kind of depending on how many people are in our class, per team, per day. I give you the material. There's nothing to prepare, but you do need to be ready for your section of the speech. Ah, yes, darling. And we're back. So, okay, so I'm a mom of a 6-year-old, and that might happen. Hey, you know what? Roll with it. I apologize for nothing. We're all out here figuring it out. My intentions are good. Free pass to me and everybody else who that happens to. Okay, what are you looking at? File, view, let's go into full screen. I wanted to end on the flub. We were talking about flub. See, perfect, right? Perfect that I was interrupted on a flub presentation. So what is a flub? A flub is sometimes it doesn't go off as you planned. It doesn't. I need you guys to know you have absolute permission to mess up. That's communicating. Am I looking for perfection? No. I am looking for mastery. I'm going to be taking you through the rubric and through our coaching. Think of it as a really coaching kind of an environment. That if I see something where I know I can help you shift, or there's something in your blind spot and we need to push you a little bit, yeah, that's the goal. Perfection? Absolutely not. Do you love perfect people, things that no one, I mean, really, I don't. It kind of bores me. So life happens. And, you know, as long as you are totally prepared for a presentation, like I didn't account for my 6-year-old needing an iPad because the internet went out, right? I didn't anticipate it. I could have. I tried. Actually, I shouldn't say I didn't. I did anticipate it. I told him, don't interrupt mommy, and there he goes. He's 6. What am I going to do? Okay? So that happens, and that's a flub. And I would never take off points if something is just like a little hiccup, or you said too many times, or people are just so self-critical sometimes. It's shocking, you know, when they reflect on how they did in their first speech. I think I was fine with it, and I want you to be too. So I want you to find, sorry, I'm really going long with this, but this is a really important exercise, I believe, for our students, is to stretch themselves. So don't come ready to ace it with what talent you have today walking into this class. I want you to stretch. I want you to grow, and I will meet you where you are. Some of you are freshmen. Most of you are freshmen actually coming into this course. Some of you are sophomores, juniors, seniors, and you've kind of put it off or whatever. It seems like a blow-off course. Trust me, it's not. You're in all different levels of competency and comfort and skill set and all of that. And I'm going to meet you where you are, and we're going to nudge along. Even if you are that perfect A student, then we're going to work on the critical thinking and how you can deliver it. Or maybe you want to work on bringing some more excitement to your presentations, and we can look at different multimedia, multimodal, you know, options, something just to kind of give it some sizzle. So I have ideas for y'all. I will meet you where you are, and we're going to kind of push. Your job then in the flub and throughout our course is to figure out where your comfort zone is and figure out how you want to push yourself. I'll start to see it if you don't, and I'll start to give you some suggestions if you don't quite sure. But sometimes you say, oh, I'm just so afraid to present, and then I have the most charismatic people in the world. Guess what? We need a better, you know, your comfort zone needs to be stretched. I want you to feel nervous, really nervous. Some of you just naturally come into this class really nervous. That's fine, good, start there. Some of you think it's a blow-off. I will find your comfort zone, and we're gonna push you right off the edge of it, and it won't hurt your grade. In fact, I celebrate anybody who wants to stretch. The name of the game is to grow. All right, I'm gonna have to go more quickly. I'm gonna bore you to death if you're still even here. Informative speech. So it's a 6-minute speech. This one is, though, it's our very big first independent speech, first of 3 that you will give this semester. It's typically based on a year of theme. So we've done, last year we did Year of Nigeria. This year I believe it's going to be Year of Japan. I'm not sure they announced it yet in time for our course. So I'll give you more of the detail. But you're going to do scholarly research on anything related to that topic. And we're going to talk a lot about how you can choose topics and, you know, what kind of angle you can take on it to make it interesting to your peers, to yourself, to your teacher, so that we all get, you know, that good global insight through your effort and ours collectively as a class. So that's going to be 20% of your grade. That will require scholarly research, or at least a variety of sources. We used to call for 8. I've softened that a little bit in my syllabus. I think I'm looking for 5. Hopefully that's cool with the university. But I find that I just want quality, and I want a variety of sources that help you tell a story. I think having 8 sources in a 6-minute speech feels like a lot. Like I'm just seeing sort of data dumps. So I want you to really help put it together in a narrative, and I'll help you do that. This paper here, 5% of your grade, it's a tiny little write-up. It says conduct desktop research to write a paper discussing Aristotle's rhetorical triangle. And we'll talk about the different appeals. There's 3: pathos, ethos, logos. And by desktop research, that's not so scholarly. You just jump online, you type in Aristotle's rhetorical triangle, and you'll start to see what it is. And I'm just asking you to kind of parrot it back to me so that, you know, you kind of get the different ways in which you can bring an argument or bring an appeal, right, to have things be seen your way to a conversation. We'll get to that. Special occasion speech is, I think, by far my students' favorite speech. We are looking at short speech. No research is required for this one, but I do need you to drop into your heart to really bring something to, basically you're sharing some acknowledgement of somebody in your life. You want to acknowledge them in a way that's true, the way that hits home for you. I can tell when you're authentic. I can tell when you're winging it. Then I honestly have 95% of my students tear up. I mean, literally, yeah. And that just tells me, I mean, it's not the goal, it's an outcome. You know, sometimes when you're in your heart, you really get moved by how true and how much you love, you know, the person that you want to acknowledge. So I want you to find somebody you really know intimately well. No, not Kanye West. You'll see in your syllabus. But yeah, somebody who really moves you and deserves your acknowledgement, you know, and it's short. So I'll help you crystallize that. Oh no, hello you, and you want to stay put 1 second. I'm just about to finish. Okay, then you have a persuasive speech. This is going to be a topic of your choosing, but nothing super polarizing. Let's not talk about the election right now, or this is the best president, or this is the worst president, or I do want it to be, I don't want to avoid tough topics. That's not the point. When I say nothing polarizing, you, and close the door, honey. When I say nothing polarizing, what I'm saying is people come in positional. Okay? There are certain things that we just hold as right, wrong, good, bad. My opinion is baked on this thing. Can you persuade me toward another point of view? Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I hope we're not just, you know, all closed off to conversations in life. Can you persuade me, when it's something I'm really positional about, to another point of view in 6 minutes? Unlikely. Very unlikely. Okay, so there are some topics we're going to stay away from. There's a little bit of a write-up of what those topics are in your text. But I allow things, the death penalty, gun control, gay rights. I mean, I love it if it's in the news. You know, I do love that because it's just topical and it's interesting, and you can come to a point of view. It's just how you want to serve it up and what we call your theses. I'll help you work on that, and we can do all that together. So we'll get you in a good place where you have an audience that's willing to listen and isn't sitting there going, Okay, so we're going to work on that so that you have a receptive audience and you actually can be effective in that type of a speech. Again, you should be choiceful in your content. Lastly, it's self-assessment final. This is really for us in the faculty, and especially me. I added I actually shortened it. I used to, up till 5 minutes ago, I required 1,000 words. I'm not just looking for a word salad, but hit your word count. I'm a stickler. But what I'm really looking for is your experience in the course, especially this year, because for me, it's my first time teaching high flex. So, give me some insight. What worked, what didn't, any kind of experience. Again, that's the last thing you're going to do. That's your final. That's it. It's a little quickie paper. As long as you meet the word count and you're thoughtful, your score will be great on that. Okay, I know I'm way over. So look forward to a great semester, and you'll never listen to this video again, I'm sure. It's a bit long, but we're going to be, stay on it, okay? So this day's module, this day's activity, I should say, or assignment is complete. I'll see you in class.